Okay, so decide on what you want now for your life. So those of you who are sitting, looking at life, saying, you know, I want to do something, but I don't know what to do. Well, let me share with you a perspective that I gained in life. When my wife and I were engaged and then to be married, we sat down and we said to ourselves, look, we're on this linear timeline, everyone on this earth, birth to death. We're all, in fact, National Geographic did a study, they said nobody gets off earth alive. So we're all linear. We just don't know how long our turn on earth will be. So the Reader's Digest goes in, this author, he interviews a group of people in a rest home, and they asked these people in their mid to late 80s, they said, look, if you could do it again, if you could have another turn at life, what would you do? And they said, we would take more risk. Knowing what we know now about how we save for retirement, we tried to be really careful in our planning, and we got to our late 80s, we realized because we were so careful and so risk-averse, we missed out opportunities to experience the things that we really wanted to do in our life. So my wife and I, when we sat down after reading this article, we said, well, what do you think we want to see in our 80s? And we said, grandkids. So we said, well, let's have 7 kids. The decision when I was an IRS employee, making $17,000 a year, and my wife was $24,000 as a school teacher, sounded okay to me. Until our first child came, and my wife walked into the room, and she says, I'm staying home now. I said, honey, I'm an accountant, and I can do the math, and I can tell you, if you stay home, we're going to starve. She looks at me, she says, that's not my problem anymore. You signed up for this 7 kids, and we decided that this is what I would do. Well, I was resolved that we would be poor, and we would make ends meet, but barely. Till about 2.5 years, my wife walks in the room one day, and she says, Alan, you know that job you have at the IRS as an IRS agent? I said, yes, dear. She says, quit your job. I said, honey, it's the only source of income that we have. She says, I don't care. She says, every time we go to a party or to a social function on a Friday night, we leave early when they find out you're an IRS agent. I have no friends. And when I got married to you, I wanted to have friends. Quit your job. So I said, yes, dear. So I said, what would you like me to do? She goes, go be a CPA. So I went out, got a job at a national CPA firm, and began working on this. And then fast forwarding this story, the hours were very long. It was very intense. Nevertheless, I wasn't happy. And so I set my boundaries in terms of what I wanted to do, knowing my end destination was 7 kids and lots of grandkids. The job never mattered to me, but the passion was going through life and experiencing what we wanted to experience. So when you're looking at your life, you have to decide for yourself, what do you want out of your life? If you go to the end and look back, what do you see? If you were going to write your life story, what story do you want to tell?